Hello, Internet. My name is David Baugh, and today we're going to be talking about character development in my new feature film. Now, last week we talked about the 8 archetypal characters, and I wanted to go through, that since I'm going to be referencing those characters with my own a lot, which is a great place to start, but, there's the textbook version and then there's the real life version. You want to be fleshing out those characters, finding more about them. Just spend some time thinking about them before you start your writing process, and it's going to go a long way. The antagonist is the unseen force. It's the monster that's outside. It's the thing that goes bump in the night. It's the awful, ache that you feel when you miss that last step. It's the just the worst thing that you can think about, and you never see it. You never know what it's doing. You never know why it's doing these things. You'll know when it's there because it's not something that you can miss, but you are never going to actually witness the thing happening. The protagonist, who we are calling Amy for this movie, Aimee, because maybe she shoots some guns or something. She's on the cusp of something great. She's about to move away and do something with her life. And, she's the one with purpose in the project, but she's kind of worried about whether or not she can exist without her friends. She's very much in the headspace that maybe she shouldn't do this, and she feels like she's cheating them and throwing away something great when really she's just trying to do something for herself and survive. But she lacks that quality. If it ever got to the day that she was actually going to leave, she probably wouldn't go anyway. And so now she's faced with this creature that is the embodiment of her fatal flaw. The first person to go is going to be Johnny. He is the skeptic, and he's also the antagonist of sorts. There's obviously the monster who's going to be outside, and he is the ultimate evil, but Johnny is going to be the face of that evil. He is the embodiment of it. He's the one that is convincing and leading the others who change along the way. Isabel is the emotion and sidekick character. She is a combination of being a cheerleader for Amy and the heart of the film. She's super emotional, super, fly by the seat of her pants and wears her heart on her sleeve. And she's also she just defines herself by her relationship with Amy, and she's really into helping out her friends and just being there for them. And this obviously puts a major strain on her and her mental well-being. Even though she's surviving, she's just barely holding on. Rick is the reason character. He's super logical. He's not really sure what he's up against, though, and that creates a huge dilemma for him because he doesn't know how to deal with that. Everything in his life has been about logic, and there is nothing in this situation that would have anything to do with logic. And then he goes head first into it, and that is his undoing. Andy is the contagonist. She's just a disruptive force all around. She's, she kicks ass and she takes names. She cusses. She does drugs. She makes out with people in city streets. She just doesn't care what people think of her, and she really just only cares about Johnny. She, hopefully they'll get married one day, and she would be super happy. But when Johnny is the first to go, she was a very short, it was a very short conversation of, letting her in on it. And then she dies brutally, as everybody does. So I'm going to add a pretty classic trope to my movie, and that's a Harbinger. They just show the presence of doom. They give you the very first warning that's going to take place. It's usually like a gas station attendant or some creepy guy that they see that tells them, don't go in there because that place is haunted. And then they go in there and then that place is haunted. The Harbinger of Doom, he just tells you, like, hey, you're not supposed to be there. He lives close enough that he's scarred by whatever it is that's in there. And he generally knows exactly what's going to take place. And he tries to warn them, but they don't ever listen, because if they did listen, then the movie would be, maybe 10 minutes and then it would be over. And that's no fun for anybody. I'm also going to put in a chorus character, which is an archetype that you see more in ancient Greek plays and that sort of thing, but it's one that I like to write for, and something that I wanted to challenge myself with on this one. And so I've decided to have a radio that is something that the bad guy can use to speak for himself and to sort of evangelize. He's going to be speaking blasphemy, and he's going to be, incorrectly dividing the word and giving incorrect facts. It's sort of representing the slow descent into madness that these people are experiencing. At first it's perfectly reasonable, but it's providing a push. All right, now that we've gotten a firm grasp on all of our characters, next week we can start putting together our storyboard and outlining all of our scenes in our movie. So until next week, my friends and confidants, it was a pleasure as always, and you have a wonderful evening. Hello Internet, my name is David Baugh, and I wanted to talk to you today about the start of something new.